Hi, welcome to M for Montessori. My name is Falak Randerian and I am a directress of a beautiful Montessori school based in Bangalore, Karnataka. Last week we spoke about 15 traits of an amazing Montessori guide, and I promised that I will come back within a week's time to talk about 15 characteristics or 15 things that a Montessori parent needs to do. So here is my list of 15 things that a Montessori parent like you needs to do. So if you saw my Montessori video, the previous one, if you haven't, please go watch it. I have left the link in the description box below of the previous video. When you saw that video, we talked about how Montessori gives child freedom within limit and freedom to choose and pick their work. A very important thing that we Montessori guides follow, and you have to do it, especially during the lockdown, is uninterrupted work time. Whether your child is getting 1 hour of work time or whatever time it has to be uninterrupted work time to a large extent. For instance, if the child has taken up an activity and you see him or her engrossed, let him finish that work cycle and then only move to the next, or ask him or her to do anything. Don't interrupt them in the middle. For instance, if you're reading a book, if you're a reader like me, if you're reading a book, how will you feel if I start shouting besides you? I'm sure you won't feel good. Or if you like cooking, how would you feel if I constantly interrupt you when you're cooking? I'm sure you would hate it. So in the similar manner, your child deserves that uninterrupted work time. For them, if they are engrossed, if they're completely absorbed in a particular activity, it is a huge thing, and please do not interrupt that. So that is point number 1. Point number 2. In India, schools are not opened yet, and it'll be a couple of months at least before the schools start. So what you need to do is you work with the school. When the child is working, again, for whatever time he or she is working on, observe the child, see how he or she is working, and then communicate that to the school, to the concerned person, to your child's guide. It's very important for us to track the child. So those little bits of observation should not be ignored. They need to be communicated to your child's guide. A very important thing that I told about a Montessori guide is that we respect children. We don't treat them with disrespect. I request all the parents, all the Montessori parents especially out there, to respect your children. Do not treat them with a lot of disrespect, a lot of shouting or showing them down. I know you don't mean bad, but please keep your tone very balanced. You know what? When we speak to a child, he or she doesn't, especially a younger child, he or she does not pay heed to our words as much as he or she pays heed to our tone. And that's very normal. If you don't want to be shouted at by your child, don't shout at them. If you don't want to be snapped back at by your child, don't snap back to them, at them. That's a very common thing. Behave in front of your child as you want your child to behave. There's a very common quote in English: treat others as you want them to treat you. Right? It's something on those lines. So it goes the same. It's the same with the child. Respect them, give them their space, give them boundaries, show them a lot of love, but speak to them with a lot of respect. 4th is freedom, a lot of freedom. A whole amount of freedom to choose activities, to give them access to material, to give them access to developmental aid. So that's the 4th point. 5th point is connected with the 4th point. Freedom is important, but you have to tell them boundaries, you have to tell them about rules, you have to set limits. I always tell, it's a beautiful thing that my Montessori mentor told us this small little story when we talked about freedom within limits. And it's such a beautiful example. When your child starts learning how to maybe ride a bike, you don't leave them on the road without training wheels on day one. You take it step by step. You increase their limits basis on your child's age and his comfort level and his or her skills. Even when my 4-year-old, 5-year-old started riding without training wheels, we didn't leave her on the road on day one. Now she's 9, she goes on the road, not on the main road, but on the side lanes and all. She's comfortable alone. So that's okay. But that freedom wasn't given to her immediately. It took some time to build it. And that is important. Limits are as important as freedom is to your child's development. So that's very important. Sixth point. To all my amazing eyelet parents and all the other parents, I would like to tell you, take a breath and slow down. It is not a rat race. It's not a thing out there to show that your child has done this or achieved this. They will reach at a point where you will be amazed. And you should be amazed right now also if you see the little things they keep on doing every day. But reaching that big milestone it involves a lot of steps that they are taking right now, right? Whatever that big milestone is according to you. So if his or her classmate is reading while your child is still learning letters, it's okay. Maybe that classmate is phonetically great and I don't have any right to stop him if he's reading comfortably, just because he's at an age where children don't read. Similarly, if a child is struggling with another thing, we need to encourage that. We need to help him. We need to encourage him. We need to instill a lot of confidence in him rather than getting worked up and getting worried that, okay, XYZ has done it. Why can't you do it? You're so dumb. So don't do all this, don't use all these tactics with your child. So slow down is extremely important. 7 is communicate with your child. I know, a lot of work you have at home. You have a lot of things to take care of. Working parents especially are working from home and they're late nights taking care of the house also. Stay-at-home parents are doing everything. There's no help available. I understand, but those 2 minutes when you talk to your child, speak to them, have those exclusively for your child, and don't talk to them in gibberish or in baby language. Give them big words, give them vocabulary that they can pick on, give them words that they will be amazed with. What's that? I didn't hear that. Children learn while listening at a young age. Do you see how beautifully their language develops? Give them that opportunity to listen, to hear things, right? Number 8 is a lot of positivity. So a lot of positivity around you and a lot of positive discipline. Now, discipline doesn't mean always shouting at your child or punishing them or reprimanding them. There is a lot of positivity that can be instilled in discipline. And that is what I want all of you to do. I would shortly be doing since I'm also a parent coach, I would be doing a positive parenting, positive discipline workshop, and I would keep you guys updated. So if you want to know more about positive discipline, reach out to people who know about it. But that is a beautiful thing to work with your child. Give them freedom, but within limits. Have your say, but not by disrespecting your child. Give your child space, but don't give them so much space that they get lost completely. So parenting is not easy, right? Positive discipline is all about balancing, all about incorporating respect and lots of love in your parenting, but still ensuring that your child is guided when he or she goes off track maybe. Ninth aspect, and I think all of them are my favorite, but this is by far something I love, encourage the uniqueness of your child. Encourage them as they are. You know their names, they are proper nouns, right? My name is Falak Randerian, and there will not be many Falak Randerians, and there'll be not many Falak Randerians which will be me, right? That's only one that in the world. Similarly, accept that in your child. He or she is an individual. He or she has his own learning journey, his own pace. What you can do is help him, guide him, but you can't learn for him. He is unique. Again, I talked about comparison. Once you accept that your child is unique, then there'll be no scope of comparison. A set of twins are extremely different. I'm blessed to work with a set of twins in my current year, and they are so amazing, both of them, but both of them are very different. So how can two different children be the same? Right? So accept your child's uniqueness, encourage that. I love children who are headstrong, who say their words, who say what they mean, who say things what they mean. But we have to show them that a little bit of empathy, a little bit of respect goes a long way, and then their headstrongness will work in their favor. I love children who don't leave things half done. But then again, we have to show them how important it is to take care of themselves also, not harm themselves while going on and on and on with a particular activity. Or maybe not with a particular activity, or with anything that's not happening. It's not their fault. It maybe there is some other way to do it. So all these things, accept the uniqueness of your child. There are some children who are, and I don't like this word, a little introverted, and that's okay. They don't like talking to others. It's okay. They will open up. Give them a little time, give them a little chance, encourage them a lot. So encourage the uniqueness of your child. Don't let it be a burden for them. Make it their prized possession, that they are like that, and it's fine. Number 10 is guide them, but don't work for them. I have seen so many parents working for their child, doing the work for their child. So you're not learning yourself. Your child is learning. He or she has to do work, not you. I would not be able to tell much on this because I have said enough in that short sentence. But if you want your child to learn and grow, you have to let them lead. You can guide, obviously, if he or she is doing something which is not correct. You have to guide them, but respectfully and only when the time is right. Number 11 is seeing things from their perspective and creating an environment where they will feel belonged. Okay, so I have always mentioned that have a little zone, a little space for them. And that space should be their space. It's not necessary it's a room, it can be one corner. So when you create that, go down on your knees or even below if you have an even younger child and just see things from that angle. And then you will realize how your child sees things. I did that when I set up ILET. And all the Montessori guides out there, when they set up their school or their environment, they do that. They go down and they have to see, they try to see it from the child's level. So try and do that, even if it's a small corner of a couple of feet, or even if it's just the child's mat with a cabinet, that's okay. But try and give them that area which is their own. They will be responsible for winding up things. They will be responsible for taking care of it. Number 12 is, I always tell parents, and many schools might just feel offended about it, but let me tell you again, Montessori is not only about materials. So don't invest so much in materials as of now. Montessori is also about the approach that you follow. And that approach is as much important as the material, if not more. I believe it's more, but your mindset, the way you treat the child, the way you present the activities, that's as much important. If I present the pink tower in in a way inappropriate manner to the child, then the pink tar would not be developmental to the child. It might be detrimental to his development. So it's not only about material, it's about how to utilize what you have got right now in the best possible manner. Materials are the best in a circumstance which is normal, but right now we're not living in that era for at least a couple of weeks or months, right? Number 13 is it's okay to make mistakes for you as a parent and for your child also. Don't shun them because they have made mistakes. It's okay to fall down, get up, dust your pants, and then move ahead. So it's okay to fall down and make mistakes and then move ahead. I hope you understand this small thing. One of my favorite. Number 13 is be aware of their age, their growth pattern, their developmental pattern, and sensitive periods also, if you can do a little bit of a study. Because if the school is working with you and telling you to do certain activities, if you are working with school, then try and incorporate that, because they'll have a reason for saying that. If you're homeschooling your child, then try and do a little study on sensitive period, how to analyze, how to observe, to understand when a child enters, exits sensitive period. Read about learning development in Montessori, right? And last point, 15th point is too much is not good enough. Have limited supplies. So if you have a rack full of toys for your child, he'll never respect those toys. Have limited 6 to 7 materials available. Rotate it maybe on a weekly basis. That's fine. But accessibility should be to limited materials. If you have a cabinet full of material which the child doesn't wind up, he doesn't take care of it, then I'm sorry, but the child will not respect the material and anything. It's very important that the child realizes the importance of the material and encourage them to put things back in place, take things out, respectfully use them, don't throw them around. All these things you have to ensure. So don't give them too much. Don't give them a lot in this young age, right? Thank you so much for listening, and I hope I helped all the Montessori parents, all the amazing Montessori parents out there. You are doing an amazing job. And you're doing our work, which we do in school. So I love you guys. Thank you so much. And I will take your leave now. Keep parenting in the amazing Montessori way. If you have any topics that you would like me to discuss, please let me know. I will discuss them. Also, if you think that you like this video, do share this video. Do hit the bell icon. It'll show us that you love us, and do subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for listening. And here is me signing off. Bye-bye. My name is Falak, and this is M for Montessori. Bye-bye. If you like what you saw, do subscribe and hit the bell icon.